I'm live. So these videos are made for research and well, the reason I went into the public view um, actually I started to to make such social appearances when I was first of all I started as a painter. So when I had shows, I had to go to openings and meet audience, meet other artists, and so on. So I'm a social performancer actually. But then my other faculties, my other side of personality, or other virtues, were calling me into further involvement in social life. Um, and my first, my first, but there were a few issues with on my mind at the time. Politically, it was the genocide that is happening with the Palestinians in Israel. So you can understand by this where I'm standing with this, and I'm still involved with it now in a sense that I develop relations with the Palestinians. Um, I was never in a political party and never participated in um, protests or anything, but I was writing pretty much about it. And the second issue was the many fields of abuse, like abuse of children, abuse of old people, abuse of Holocaust survivors, abuse of Native Americans, abuse of so many kind of women. So I was interested in abuse of humans in general. Why? How come the abuse created lame humans? How we are not developing in the way that we could have with another guidance other than schools system that we have here. This system, this world, this human world is depressive and degenerating, and it's not going anywhere. And then it was my art scene where I took my work were taken abroad, and also in my initial place, that is Israeli, I was let down and cheated and tricked out of my field actually. People in this culture, I don't know which culture also, but in Israel, Jewish people, what they call Jewish people, in my, without offending anyone who listens to this ever, was of a different kind. But most of the people I know, perhaps, I don't want to say percentage, but most people that I know are not only ready to kill somebody for their money or for their property or for their position, but also taking steps to accomplish this advantage. They want to take advantage of others. So in the art scene, when I went into the art scene, by the time I popped up, floating in the art scene already. I was at least, not at least, but in all views, I was a master. I showed abilities that are actually, I was opening portals with my painting. The result was that I was rejected from all artist associations. My father then still tried to, with his connection, to perhaps help me get into the association, but this didn't help as well. We tried perhaps once or twice, no, at least twice, to get and were rejected. When I was rejected the second time was already shown in Paris. I was making, the agency made shows of my work in Paris. But then the complications of the art market, the ambitions of the people, the way the market works, and eventually my inability to express, to develop on this path. It was only depriving me and abusing me. For example, works that sold were not paid to me, stuff like that. So I decided to try a different way with the art world and cut myself off shows and actually stopped developing in my art as well. I didn't feel like developing in my art, although I do some new stuff all the time. But I'm not developing really in my painting. I don't develop. I stopped my development. I stopped my marketing. Still, I show in some, like, in Saatchi or in Fine Art America. You can find works of mine, but I'm not around that area. I don't visit them there very much, and I don't talk business about my art with anybody for, like, who knows, many years. So I still paint. Yes, I develop the area, the direction that I want. And in this area development that I do, I find virtue and great development in every field in every material that I touch. But it's never it's always unnoticed, never noticed. People are looking for something else. They want tangible help with uh, promoting themselves or help them in this or another, or I'm trying to make a partner with my abilities, and but still developing and going further and further. It's very hard to say how advanced I am because the advancement is relative, but it could be for some that my advancement is 10,000 years ahead, who knows, in different fields. I'm progressive, I think fast, I work well together with others. If they understand, can accept the way that I work, which is not complicated, very simple, very open, always the most transparent possible. So in the last perhaps 10 years that I've been practicing radical awakening, I was under the, say, instruction of a master that I appreciated a lot, Arjuna Ada from California, and I was encouraged to practice radical awakening, And I was trying to apply radical awakening in every field and in every person if I could, with very little success. I could only perhaps heal people of minute or sometimes chronic problem if I were close to them. I could help initiate an awakening perhaps in a person at any time at all. And in my research in this human character, because the painters, they always research human characters. They're not doctors who probe others by cutting them to pieces, or psychologists by torturing them, or by making experiences of them. For myself, humans is just a thing of experiencing and witnessing. It's not probing into anybody to find who they are. So in this field of relationship, because in relationship you could perhaps find about others more than you could find in any investigation that you do, because you getting involved. So I got involved finally with a person who were on my own soul family. Although very far away from me, but I found a person like that, and I was making a great effort during a year and a half to get closer, so that perhaps the impact of radical awakening could be manifested. And this past like a year and a half now, that well, I do it anyway. You see, I do it anyway. But with this person I invested in, now it's over. I withdrew from teaching. The last, it is the last students or whatever that I took, or the last instruction that it's not really, I was not instructing, I was just, maneuvering myself in a relationship in a way that will lead to radical awakening at some point. So I left it, and now it's a new bar. It's a new bar is where I return to original stream of intelligence. That is something to say that a clear mind is a happy mind. So going back to happiness is going back to the beginning of painting, or the beginning of music, and this is what I will be doing from now on. I will not touch in politics. I will not. I also the painting thing was resolved and developed in another way. I'm going to make a museum for myself, possibly in California. If the RV comes, when the RV comes, I'll be doing that. So I'm withdrawing from my social work. I withdrew from my groups in Facebook, which I had quite a few Facebook groups for social work. I mean, social awakening or advanced social platforms or whatever. So I withdrew from there, and now I'm back on my feet in my original character as a clown. So I'm a divine clown, and that's where I am. That's what I keep on doing. Yeah, so your son, Joseph Study, if you like. Thank you for watching me. Ciao. Thank you.